This lesson is about finding a quadratic function or a quadratic equation from its graph. So we will be given the graph of the quadratic function, and we will be asked to find the quadratic equation. So let's take a look at this graph. So we are given a quadratic graph that cuts the x-axis at x equals -1 and x equals 3, and it also cuts the y-axis at y equals 3. So we are asked to find the equation of the quadratic function with the graph of the following. So as you notice, the graph cuts the x-axis at 3 and -1. So I can say that y is equal to a times x plus 1 times x minus 3. Why x plus 1 and x minus 3? Because if I equate x minus 3 to 0, I will get x equals 3, which is this 0. And if I equate x plus 1 equals to 0, I will get x equals -1, which is this 0. So from the two zeros, which are x equals 3 and x equals -1, I can find that y is equal to a times x plus 1 times x minus 3. Now how can we find the value of a? Now we're given that the y-intercept is 3, and the y-intercept is at x equals to 0. So when y is 3, I have a times 0 plus 1, which is 1, and 0 minus 3, which is -3. So 3 is equal to -3a. I will divide by -3 and here by -3. So a is 3 over -3, which is equal to -1. So the quadratic function is y equals a, which is -1 or negative, times x plus 1 times x minus 3. So that's the quadratic equation of this graph.